Alright, welcome to Duet Night Abyss. So, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of what this game actually is, what it isn't, and go over some of the things that I've learned about it in the little while that I played it. And yes, it is, for all intents and purposes, a anime Warframe. Now, parts of the world feel a lot like Genshin in how you like navigate and explore the world, find things lying around, unlock random skill or random combat chests. Like there's definitely aspects of several games at play here, but I would say by and large it mostly plays a lot like Warframe does. You can also assemble and create teams or of up to 3 characters. Now, how you would summon a team, depending on what you're doing, is, if you're out in the field or doing boss hunts, you basically create a summon wheel like what you're seeing up here, where you can pick the different characters that you're bringing, and they just show up. Then in commissions, you can actually set up a pre-deployment group, and off you go. I'll show that in a bit. Now, characters. So this is actually one of the main reasons why I've been enjoying this game. Is you'd expect this game to be a gacha game. It does have some gacha in it, but that is primarily cosmetics. So these are just the various cosmetics that you can get for, that are going to be up on the banner. But the characters themselves, you get through covert commissions or through event fights or even the weekly boss fight resets. You can even get weapons the same way. And demon wedges, these are basically the skill cards that you get in Warframe. I'll show these in a moment, but the long and short of it is any character that exists in the game that you want to play, you can get in this fashion. There is currently only one exception to this that I've been able to see. Maybe they'll change it in a couple weeks. I don't know. I'll touch on that when I get there. Then you also get direct cosmetics that you can just purchase for the cash currency, which is this stuff right here. And then you have the shops that exist in the game normally that you can just run around and talk to the NPCs. You can also just quick access them through here. Now, characters. Right now, she's my favorite character, by the way, Lady Knifel. She is, for all intents and purposes, this game's version of Lady Melchiah. Then there's Tabitha. So yes, there are lolly characters in the game. She is actually one of the best support characters in the game, which is why I've got her. Main character.
Here we go.
This is Lisbel's been a very popular character in the game now, so none of these characters have been paid, money for. To unlock characters, you need what are called reminiscence from memories. The only character right now that I know of that you cannot unlock through standard means is this character. But apparently next update that changes. There's going to be a way to get her. I could be wrong about that. So I haven't really looked too much into it. I don't know anything about this character other than the fact that you do run into her in the story. Yeah. So all these characters. Oh yeah. Anyone who wants husbandos, they do exist. So there are husbandos in this game.
Where are the sinners?
She's going to be, I think, my next character that I unlock, because Hellfire's just fucking cool.
Do I really have to go there this time?
Yeah. Also, weapons, as I had mentioned before, same deal with them. You unlock them through, the getting the what they call secret letters, and you run the secret letters to get the pieces to build the weapons or the pieces to unlock the characters. You need 30 memories, and there's a 10% chance on any of the secret letters to get 10 of them, and I think a 25% chance to get 2, and then the rest are just kind of throwaway items, or we won't really call it junk loot, but air quotes junk loot. Yeah. So now I want to go over the other unlockable characters that you cannot buy the letters to, where you have to farm bosses for. And, I'm okay with that. I actually prefer that method. Well, these are the bosses you fight. That's just all there is to it. There is one character right now that is event only that will potentially change next patch, from what I've heard through the grapevine. And that is Psyche, which you can right now only get through this, the immersive theater. But again, stepping back from the whole paid gacha mechanics to unlock characters, to make the game playable, to have the characters you want, that is the big draw to this. Now, you're all probably wondering, what does this game look like when it's actually, being played in action, doing commissions, farming for shit? So, I'm just going to do a quick commission, because I do have to get some character experience for one of my more recent characters that I picked up. You can also ramp up the drop rate of items by using manuals at the start.
Of the river of life.
Also show you the next run through what the pre-select team composition thing looks like. Anyone who's familiar with Warframe will recognize almost all the stuff that's going on here. I have a cat in front of my screen. Thankfully, I can still see what's going on.
To make the station collect the serum, we've got to defeat enemies near it. Fill up the potion station to complete the commission. Go, go, go!
Samsara compass.
Now, of course, characters also have alts. And depending on the character, it can change the mechanics of their abilities. Lady Knifel is probably one of the best AoE clearers, and she's also really good at bossing.
Let's get out of here.
Oh yeah, if you want to sprint, you have to hold down the dodge, but you actually need to have a dodge charge available to it to do so. And then yes, your bullet jump, as they call your the helix, helix jump. You cannot parkour the same way you can in Warframe. You can climb up, but it's just repeatedly jumping and hoping you can get enough grip and height as you go. It's a little bit clunkier in that regard. I am perfectly fine with people not liking that aspect as much. All right, so now let's go back in here. So you see on the top right, I've got team loadout. You can go with just your preset, or go with team, or you can, if you don't set a preset, it just randomly picks 2 characters that you've unlocked into pieces of gear, and it just sends you out with them. Depending on what you're running, you might not actually want to do that because that can actually kind of fuck you up. But you can then go in and edit your presets. Now, your combat partners can only take one weapon each, whereas the main character you're deploying with can take both the melee and ranged weapon. Which makes sense because that's the character you're going to be controlling. And that's going to be the character that you're going to want to be able to flex the stats and bonuses that those weapons bring. Unlike Warframe, this game is almost entirely about the skills that your characters have. Your Nightfall is an exception in that you will lean on her ranged weapon because one of her abilities is her ranged weapon. Like if you fully unlock her, well, they call them introns, but if you're familiar with Genshin, they're constellations. If you fully unlock all of them, her range attacks have a 25% chance to trigger her skill on hitting an enemy, which is pretty fucking broken, especially if you build her properly, because her skill can actually, once triggered, trigger itself again repeatedly. I've actually watched her skill trigger 8 times off of a single hit. So this is where she can be kind of broken as a character, but also fun to play. Then you've got your support characters, whoever you want to bring. As you can see, this is all I've unlocked right now, so I can only pick from them. These guys are your little supports, so think of them as your support drones in Warframe. They don't directly attack. They do provide passive abilities, but they also have active abilities that you can trigger. Well, actually, you know what? I'll actually show what they look like. They're called Genie Mons.
I shall offer what humble aid I...
Some of them are pretty adorable. And you get this little cardboard box guy. This is actually one of the more recommended ones to use. A cat bus. I actually think this one's absolutely fucking adorable. I just don't main an electric character, otherwise I would use it. It's a little bee. So you've also got passive Genie Mons that you can raise and give... Oh, yes. So your passives, so they're called inactive Genie Mons, you can raise and give bonuses to, that you then see these little pluses. You then merge one of these guys into it to give them new passive bonuses that they can bring, other than their core base passive that they have. So, yeah. This is just a kind of a quick rundown, quick look at what this game has to offer, what it's all about. Very much at this point in time, do recommend, if you are a fan of Warframe or like the world exploration aspects of Genshin Impact, do very much recommend picking this up and playing it, because for once, it isn't going to cost you anything to play. As a free-to-play game, you really can't ask for much more than this, and it really is free to play, which I love. Things being behind paywalls, I'm getting so tired of it. I mean, sure, I play a lot of Zenless. Yes, I play a lot of Honkai, but I hate the fact that you are so time-gated by your energy, your battery caps. Like, you can't just build your characters, play at a more relaxed pace. Like, you just gotta hit it every day, rush, get your shit done, go on to something else. I don't know. I'm getting tired of it. So, yeah, there you have it. this is Duet Night Abyss. For anyone looking for a new, interesting game to play, very much recommend it. Also, anyone who had issues with the onboarding for Blue Protocol, the early game, the new player onboarding in this, much better. Also, to be fair, I also enjoyed the new player experience and the first easily hour of this game than Wuthering Waves. I actually hated the intro to Wuthering Waves. It had one of the least play the game aspects of it in the first hour. You can say that I'm wrong, but that was the experience I had. Now, this game actually lets you play the game instead of always cutting away to cutscenes. Yes, there are cutscenes. Yes, control is going to be taken away from you, but it is almost immediately given back. Or it almost immediately has you interacting with stuff around you. So, there is a lot to be said for that. All right. And yeah, that's going to be it. So I will catch everybody later.